You know that feeling, right? That frustrating mental fog, when a name is right on the tip of your tongue, but you just can't grab it. Well, what if the secret to a sharper mind wasn't in some new app or supplement, but was actually carved into stone thousands of years ago? Okay, let's get into it. So we're going back 5,000 years. Picture it. We're in the ancient Nile Valley. I mean, just let that sink in for a second. This is a time long, long before the world we know. A time before paper, before books, before any of the little memory aids we completely take for granted today. In this world, you had these incredible people called scribes, and they basically carried entire libraries around in their heads. We're talking religious texts, legal codes, thousands of lines of poetry, all of it memorized perfectly. So you gotta ask, right? How on earth did they do that? How did they keep their minds so incredibly sharp, especially as they got older, without any of our modern tools? Well, the secret, it turns out, isn't some kind of lost magic. It was a surprisingly simple daily ritual, one that got their brains ready for the massive job of remembering everything. And the way we uncovered this ancient secret is actually through someone in our own time. So let's meet Nadia. She's a 73-year-old Egyptologist, and it's her own very modern struggle that led her to this incredible discovery. For 40 years, Nadia was an absolute expert in her field. I mean, a brilliant, sharp mind. But lately, she'd started to feel it slipping. Names would just vanish. Dates got all jumbled up. You know that horrible feeling of walking into a room and having no idea why you're there? For someone whose entire life and identity was built on her intellect, that was absolutely terrifying. So she's on a research trip in Luxor, exploring this newly discovered tomb. And that's when she finds it. Carved right into the wall was the daily routine of a high priest, a guy who lived to be 82, and who, according to the inscription, remembered all the words of the ancestors until his last breath. Wow. And what this carving described was a 5-step morning ritual. And get this, it wasn't a complex religious ceremony. It was a practical, repeatable process for basically waking up the mind. So let's walk through it. All right, step 1. The instruction was super clear. Upon waking, before speaking, drink water. Of course, for them, it was water from the Nile, but the point is, not coffee, not tea, just water. First thing before you do anything else. Now, why was that so important? Well, your brain is literally 75% water, and after a long night of sleep, you are waking up dehydrated, even if you don't really feel thirsty yet. The Egyptians had this beautiful way of putting it. The mind, like the Nile, must flow to be clear. And you know what? Modern science completely backs them up. It turns out that even being a little bit dehydrated, we're talking just a 2% loss, can mess with your short-term memory and how fast you think. So that morning glass of water, it's basically like flipping the on switch for your brain. Okay, on to step 2, which is just as specific. After you've had your water, you stand, you face the rising sun, you take 5 deep breaths, and then you speak your own name out loud. And this is where it gets so cool, because you see this perfect blend of ancient belief and what we now know as practical science. They believed the sun god Ra brought renewal. Today, we know that morning light hitting your eyes literally resets your body's internal clock, your circadian rhythm, telling your brain it's time to be alert. And speaking your name, it's a simple form of self-affirmation, a way to ground your consciousness for the day ahead. Next up was movement, and this wasn't some punishing workout, not at all. It was about gentle, flowing stretches. The instructions are so poetic, right? Stretch like papyrus branches, bend like the river. And the impact is immediate and pretty remarkable. Just 5 minutes of gentle movement like this can increase the blood flow to your brain by 20 to 30%. That blood carries oxygen, and oxygen is literally the fuel for your memory and focus. Now, step 4 was the one that really surprised Nadia the most. Before eating anything, the ritual demanded you recite something from memory. It could be the names of your ancestors, a poem, your tasks for the day, anything, as long as you spoke it aloud. So what were they actually doing? Well, they were practicing what modern neuroscience calls active recall, the simple act of retrieving information from your brain. It's like doing a bicep curl for your memory. It strengthens the neural pathways, which makes that memory and your overall ability to remember just stronger. And the final step was a mindful breakfast. The inscription was really specific about certain foods: emmer wheat, honey, and dates. And it made a big point of emphasizing that you should eat slowly without distraction. These weren't random foods at all. They provided exactly what the brain needs. You're getting slow-releasing energy so you don't have a sugar crash, plus B vitamins, antioxidants to protect brain cells, the whole shebang. And eating slowly just makes sure your body can actually absorb all those good nutrients. So, what happens when Nadia applied this 5,000-year-old wisdom to her modern morning? Well, the results were pretty profound. After just 3 months of following this routine, Nadia felt this huge shift. Her memory for names came back, her focus was so much sharper, but even more than that, she just felt calmer, more grounded. It was like she had given her entire day a solid rhythm. And here's the crucial part. You can do this too. It really just boils down to these 5 simple steps. 1. Hydrate before anything else. 2. Get a few minutes of morning light. 3. Move gently. 4. Practice that active recall by reciting something. And 5. Eat a slow, mindful breakfast. Your memory doesn't just have to fade as you get older or busier. It's not a hard drive that just gets full. It's really more like a garden that needs tending, and it needs exactly what the ancient scribes gave theirs every single day: water, light, movement, practice, and nourishment. And that leaves us with a final thought. If you were going to start this ritual tomorrow, what would you choose to recite? A line of poetry? A personal mantra? The names of people you love? What knowledge is so important to you that you would make it the very first thought of your day?